One of those rare days some years back, and it was very insightful for me. I missed my dinner. And the next day, there was a slight delay in breakfast. The only thing I was obsessed with was, where is food? I was just only looking at where can I get good food. The insight which I got was, I am taking hunger for granted. When I am hungry, either I have resources to buy food, or there is someone at home who is giving me good food, mother, wife, sister. But there are millions of children in this great country who go to bed hungry every day and thereby missing out on the benefits of education. Now imagine, I want each one of you to close your eyes and imagine this being a classroom. And last night you did not have dinner. This morning you did not have breakfast. And lunch is uncertain. And physics, chemistry, and maths is being taught in this classroom. Best of education being available. Will you be able to concentrate? You won't be able to concentrate. The topic for this event is present for the presents, or presents for the present. I believe that the best gift you can give to our children or future of this great country is freedom from fear, freedom from anxiety, giving hope. I think that's the best present we can give, so that kindles their thinking and they can do better in life. And that's where my organization comes in, Akshaya Patra Foundation, which has a vision that no child in India will be deprived of education because of hunger. I also would like to make a very important point here, that the visionary seed, this organization is around 16 years old, 2000 we started, and we are in 2016 now. Way back in 1970s, India's foremost spiritual master, Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, he was in a temple in a town near Calcutta called Mayapur, and there was a function in the temple, and after the function, he was resting in his apartment, and he heard cries of children, and when he opened the window, he saw children, street children, urchins, fighting with dogs on scraps of leftover food, and tears rolled down from his eyes, and he said, wherever the Supreme Father is there, his children should not go hungry. And he gave an order that in a 10-mile radius, no one should go hungry. So 30 years later, with the efforts of Sri Madhu Pandit Das and Mohandas Pai of Infosys, Akshaya Patra came into existence. We started in a very, very small way with 5 schools and 1,500 children, practically no money. We used to send khichdi every day to children in school in Bangalore, to 5 schools. And every day, so when the first day we went, the principals of the school were visibly surprised. They thought that we are from an organization like Rotary, and they said that it's wonderful that you have come here. Then we told them, no, we want to come and give meal to your children every day. So they were very, very happy. And we started sending truckloads of food to these 5 schools every day. And after 10 days, the consumption of food dropped drastically. So we were wondering why this is happening. We realized that children in Bangalore don't eat khichdi every day. They want sambar, rice, and curds. And this was the Silicon Valley of India. That's how we got an insight that we need to cater to the local palatal preference of children. After this, many other school principals came to our foundation and they said, why are you feeding only these 5 schools? Why not our schools? So we started collecting applications from them. We didn't have money, so the best way to do in such a scenario is to collect applications. So we collected the applications, and one fine day wisdom dawned on us, and we opened those files, and we found out there was a request for 100,000 children in the IT capital. of India, or the eastern capital of the world when it comes to IT. That gave us an insight that we should be using technology to solve this problem. Let me tell you the extent of the problem which we are tackling. By the time we end this session, 3,000 children would have died in our country because of hunger. Diet-related issues. Hunger kills in our country more than AIDS, TB, heart ailments, you name the disease. All of them combined, put together, hunger kills children in our country. So no program, none of the innovations which we discuss will work if our children go to bed hungry, they miss out on education, and they die every day. Forget education. Now, let me tell you another startling statistics. Over 30% of our children in our country are underweight. They're malnourished. In fact, the world's highest percentage of malnourished children are in India. They are not in sub-Saharan Africa. They are in India, our own mother India. Okay? This is what we said we should solve, and we have embarked on a mission. So after this principles came together, we started designing a 30,000 capacity kitchen in Bangalore, and after that we got many requests, but the first thing which we did was we said that we will not give these children what is left over. We will give these children what otherwise their mothers will give them if they had money. The average, in fact 2 years back we did a study and found out that the average family income of these children is 4,000 rupees per month. And the average family size is 6. Can you imagine? At 700 rupees per capita per month, what can you get? And pizza today for a rich child is 750 rupees. We feed one child after giving the government subsidy, taking off the government subsidy, at 750 rupees for the whole year. So now the scale of the problem in our country is so huge. India is all about scale. So the scale of the problem in our country is so huge, we said we should use technology. So we set up India's first centralized kitchen infrastructure in the not-for-profit sector in Bangalore, in Rajajinagar. We have 26 centers in the country as of now. Each kitchen, the kitchen in Bangalore, we have 2 kitchens there. We serve 200,000 children there. To serve so many children, and in a short period of time, we use industrial steam to cook rice, sambar, and we also get curds for them. And every day the menu changes. Every day the menu changes. Once a week we give them a sweet. Generally we avoid telling them which part of the week we are giving sweet, because looking at the sweet they come to school. Right? Now this is how we started working on it. So there are 21 varieties of sambar in Bangalore kitchen of Akshaya Patra. Like so, in Karnataka we give a Kannadiga meal, in Orissa we give a Orissan meal, in Gujarat we give a Gujarati meal. We have not done McDonaldization of Akshaya Patra. So Akshaya Patra is all about local kitchen, local children, local produce, local community involvement, and solving the biggest problem our great nation faces. In fact, as I mentioned earlier, none of the programs which the government is talking about. In fact, Prabhupada, who is the visionary behind this, also wrote a letter to the Prime Minister, then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, that if you want to remain in power forever, feed people, feed children. You will remain in power forever. Because nothing will work. Imagine you are starving. You know, people will resort to crime, they get into drugs, they get into all kinds of vices. We can solve most of the problem in this country if children are well fed. Youth are well fed, they're taken care of. Education comes later. The fundamental thing is food. So after setting up the kitchen in Bangalore, we went to Hubli. We set up the world's largest kitchen, which has a capacity for feeding 250,000 children in the span of 7 hours. It's the world's largest kitchen from India. Make in India, made in India. Now when we went to North, the North Indian children will not eat rotis. We are all a South-based not-for-profit. And with a rolling pin, you can't make so many rotis. Right? So we worked on a frugal innovation. So our chairman worked with Sardar in Jalandhar in Punjab. He was making papads. He was making 1,000 papads per hour. So we worked with him and created a machine which can make 10,000 rotis per hour. And then we further worked on it, invested 30% more, and created a machine which can make 40,000 rotis per hour. Now we have a proto of a machine which can make 60,000 rotis per hour. Right? Many mothers have asked me, can we have a smaller version of this at home? Right? I have a small video clip to share with you. This can need 75 kgs of dough at a time. Everything conceived and made in India for our children. There is zero wastage in this machine. The unused dough goes back. See, India has got close to 110 million children who go to the schooling system, out of which we are just serving 1%. So in a span of 7 hours, we serve 1.5 million children in over 12,000 schools in our country in a span of 7 hours. So it is like doing 1,500 marriages, assuming 1,000 people come for the marriage concurrently. Concurrently doing 1,000 marriages. And in a marriage, what do you remember? You remember the food. You don't remember the bride and groom's face. Right? So Akshaya Patra, see, this is a big challenge which we have. How do you ensure taste so the child eats it every day and comes again and again to school? In fact, I mentioned this story in whichever forum I speak. Some years back, I wanted to see the impact of what we do in Akshaya Patra. So I invited one of our initial beneficiaries. He was a grown-up executive by the time. So I asked him, Darshan, can you tell me about you? So he said, I was son of a security guard. I asked him, tell me about your family. He said, my family size is 6 people. So I asked him, how was your academic performance in school? He said, I used to barely pass 40% marks, barely scrape through and get the pass marks. Then I asked him, what happened after the Akshaya Patra meal program came to your school? He said, my attention span went up. I was able to study hard, play hard, and 40 became 60 the next year. 60 became 80, and in 10th, he scored 92% marks. And we gave him a scholarship. Some cases we give scholarship to children. So we gave a scholarship of 5,000 rupees to him, and he studied 11th and 12th with that, and scored 97% marks in physics, chemistry, and maths. Went on to do BTech in computer science, stood first class with distinction, and when he came to my office, he was carrying an envelope. He didn't tell me what it is. He said, Shridhar, this is the offer letter from India's leading multinational software company. My starting pay is 28,000 rupees per month, and my father no more works. And then I realized the insight which I had, that I take meal for granted. That's the power of one meal which all of us take for granted. How meal can impact a child's life forever. In fact, just 3 days back I met a child, milk vendor's son. 97% marks in 10th aggregate. Milk vendor's son. No, that's the power of a meal. That's the power of a meal, and it can really, really create transformation. If India wants to really move forward, if we just focus on this issue, apart from many other issues which we have, we can really solve this problem. That's the reason Akshaya Patra stays focused on this activity. In fact, these were some of the impacts which I told you, but there are many, many millions of children who are missing out, and we are just covering 1%. Probably there is space for 100 more Akshaya Patras in this country. And I was talking in IAS Training Academy some time back. So one of the young IAS trainees, generally this young intelligent people ask, what is the future? So they said, Shridhar, 2020, your vision is to do 5 million children. Mission is to do 5 million children. We were around 1 million there at the time. So he asked me, what is the vision for 2040? So I told him our future is very bleak. We want to close down Akshaya Patra by 2040, because by that time there won't be a single child in this country who will go to bed hungry because of hunger. Many people ask us, there are 6,000 employees working in Akshaya Patra. When I have asked many workers, hey, what inspires you to work? They have told me, some of them have been with us from beginning, 10 years, 12 years, 13 years, 15 years. Many of them, one common thing which I get is, our children eat the same meal which go to these schools. So I have a short video to tell you that I'll end the presentation. What inspires all of us at work? People who have resources, we actually take it for granted, this problem. We empathize, we feel bad for it, but we don't do much in terms of solving this problem. So my request to all of you is, let's join hands together and solve this biggest problem our country faces and completely eradicate hunger from this great nation. Thank you on behalf of 1.5 million children which Akshaya Patra feeds every day. Thank you so much. Thank you, organizers.